Someone stole my car last night, but left their old phone in the parking spot. So I guess I went from Kia to Nokia overnight. Well, all kidding aside, have you ever had your car stolen? I haven't, and don't want my first to be my Civic Type R. It's kind of rare around here, and I'm starting to think about it a little bit. From what I've read, the R theft rate has climbed in the USA, and that means it'll probably climb in Canada. I don't personally even know anyone who's had their car stolen, but apparently I've been living under a rock, as 5,000 a year do get stolen in Manitoba. How I got onto this topic was thinking about my buddy who just moved to Montreal and owns one of the top stolen vehicles in Canada. Maybe I should do something about my Civic Type R. I figure I'd start with an Apple AirTag. AirTags were never meant to be a secret tracking device, and for good reason. People could use them to track people, etc. There are two ways thieves can figure out if there's an AirTag on your car or on your bicycle. Number one, wait till Apple sends an alert they've been followed by an AirTag that is not theirs. This could take some time though, and sometimes between 3 and 24 hours, depending on where it's located. Number two, use a third-party app to scan for AirTags around them and then send a signal for them to chirp. Thus the importance of disabling the speaker and hiding it in a very hard place to find. Check out my separate video on how to remove the speaker without damaging the shell. Anyway, welcome to Merlin's deep rabbit hole dive into car security. What I've learned is it's very difficult to stop thieves who are determined to steal your car. But there are many simple and a few complicated ways of making it at least harder for them to do so. Car theft has been a problem in North America, even in the I'm sorry Canada, and in 2023 there were over 100,000 car thefts in Canada and over 1 million in the USA, which makes sense since we are about 1/10 of the population, so I guess we're even. In Manitoba, we had only 5% of that amount, with Quebec and Ontario leading the way, with many of the stolen vehicles shipped overseas for resale. Montreal is a specific port where cars are moved overseas, as the ability for the police to check containers is stifled by provincial laws, and by the time all the hoops are jumped through, the car is often long gone. A nationally published story about an owner of a GMC Yukon in Toronto showed how he tracked his vehicle to a train shipping yard where local police joined its AirTag search and found the exact shipping container. However, their hands were tied, or should I say handcuffed, and had no jurisdiction to open the container, deferring the case to the railroad's private police service, who only showed up the following day with the container already shipped. The owner then tracked it to Vaughan, Smith Falls, Montreal, Antwerp, Belgium, and finally Dubai, where a private investigator found it on a used car lot. In 2023, the top vehicles stolen in Canada based on the number of thefts were the Toyota Highlander, Dodge Ram 1500, Lexus RX Series, Honda CR-V, Toyota RAV4, Honda Civic, Jeep Wrangler, Land Rover, Range Rover, Chevy Suburban, GMC Yukon, Tahoe, Chevy Silverado, GMC Sierra. Not all vehicles are shipped abroad. Many stolen vehicles are being sold in Canada with fake VINs, often pulled from similar vehicles in auto record lots or newly generated. What's really crappy is if you're caught with a stolen car, even if you purchase it at a legit dealership, you will lose it and can actually be charged for possession of stolen property, regardless if you have no idea what happened. There are ways to check if the vehicle identification number is original. You can check Carfax, VIN Check, VIN Audit, and Transport Canada. You also can buy a cheap OBD reader that not only can check for engine fault codes, but also show you the actual VIN number originally given the car when manufactured. This should match the door sticker and the dash number. Most cars are stolen from people's driveways at very late hours. If the thieves cannot ship the vehicle within hours, they often park it in a public area for a day or two to make sure there are no tracking devices on it. And then they come and drive it to their staging area or chop shop to be shipped within an hour or two. And chop shops are becoming even more popular as of late as they can sell the parts which are harder to track. The top ways cars are stolen in Canada and the US. Number 1, leaving your car running without you in it. You can probably figure out how to change that behavior, I hope. I hope I don't have to draw you a picture. Number 2, a tow truck simply tows it away, thus keeping the emergency brake on could cause them some problems. Number 3, it's called the relay attack, and this is where thieves use a signal booster to have your key fob communicate with your car. There usually are 2 thieves, one by the car door and one by the front of the house or wherever they can get a fob signal. Thief 1 pulls or touches the door handle, which then the car sends out a handshake to the fob. The fob responds with a weak signal at first, and that's why you need to be close to the car for your fob to work in normal situations. But the second thief with its signal amplifier boosts that weak signal to the first thief by the door, which then he opens the car, starts it, and away they go. Another way this can work is thief number 1 stays by the car, say in a parking lot, and thief number 2 follows the owner into the mall, and the same process happens as the first example, but the signal is stolen from the inside thief, boosting the signal from the owner's pocket. Number 4, the OBD port access. Thieves can plug in a device that will program a new fob to match the vehicle's code. Your locked door only slows a thief down less than a minute if they have the right picking tools for your specific vehicle. Number 5, cloning a fob. Thieves have rented cars and cloned the fob and then put a tracking device in the car, so when the next renter takes the car and parks it someplace in public, the thieves can track it and use their cloned fob to simply drive it away. Number 6, this is new, it's called CAN. The controller area network is part of the electronic system within the car. Basically, it lets various components of the car communicate with one another. By tapping into this system, car thieves can access the vehicle's computer and copy the unique wireless code onto a blank key fob, gaining access to the vehicle, or command the car to open its doors and start. In some cases, it's possible for a thief to access the CAN bus through a headlight, meaning they don't even need to break into the vehicle. Look up Toyota RAV4 if you're curious. So, is there anything I can do to stop this from happening? Other than having a big hungry dog, or apparently a chihuahua, in or around your car 24/7, there are other options that you might consider to prevent a theft. Number 1, don't ever leave your car running without you in it, and keep your windows shut and doors locked. Number 2, never leave anything valuable easily seen through the windows. Some people open glove boxes and console storage just to show the thieves that nothing has been left behind and there are no keys or anything valuable. 3, park in a well-lit area. A garage is even better. If you're on your driveway, block your vehicle in with another less desirable one, maybe your kid's oil-leaking piece of crap. 5, don't leave garage door openers in outdoor parked vehicles. Thieves can easily break the glass and use the opener to easily access your garage. Also, most HomeLink mirrors with garage door openers work without ignition being on. Seriously, manufacturers? Why aren't manufacturers tying the power to the mirror on a circuit that only works when the car is running? That seems absolutely dumb. Number 7, don't leave your fob anywhere near your car. Don't leave it by your front door. Just don't leave it anywhere close. Number 8, buy a Faraday pouch or a box to block the fob signal. These are very cheap, between $15 and $30. 9, a steering wheel lock. It's old, it's ugly, but it tends to be something that has to get sawn off and is a problem for thieves and will slow them down. 10, an ODB port lock. These cost between $30 and $60, 30 being kind of plastic and 60 you might get a metal one with a key. This blocks the ODB port, and without the key, thieves will most likely damage the port. Number 11, stepping it up a bit, you can buy a dummy ODB port. This one is powered and actually allows the thief to think they're starting your car, but the codes just don't work. Number 12, a security camera system for your house. About 130 bucks, and most have subscriptions. Number 13. Now it's getting a little more complicated. Ignition kill switch, between 20 and 60 bucks, but 250 to 350 installed. There are a whole bunch of kinds that basically stop certain things from happening, like a fuel system relay switch. Anyway, you can have one switch, you can have two switches, and I've even seen 3 switches. Sometimes one's easy to find, the second one a little harder, third impossible. Number 14. On the more expensive side is an actual GPS tracking system. This will require a subscription, and they're not that cheap. These rely on cellular networks. Apple AirTags are number 14, who've come around full circle. They're cheap. They use a 2032 battery that can last up to a year. No need to recharge them. If Canadian used an AirTag to track his SUV from Toronto to Dubai, so it must work. You can easily afford to hide more than one. They don't cost that much. Maybe one easily, maybe one more difficult. Well, what am I going to do? For me, I think I'll definitely put a neutered AirTag hidden somewhere in my car, maybe more than one. I've ordered a few small cases with adhesive on one side, and we'll figure out good places to hide them. But I also don't drive my R and just leave it in parking lots, and it doesn't park outside. It's in a garage at night. So for me, there's less stress and less potential of it getting stolen. For outside parkers, using layers of options will hopefully slow down the thieves, and they might just move on to an easier target. One thing I can guarantee for me though, I'm definitely not getting a Chihuahua.